It's a place where you can think deeper about what's around you.
For me, as a technical background, I feel like to improve the patient care, we need to improve the technology.
Because what we think initially is that, for example, medicine and humanities or anthropology aren't closer. And
hello friends, welcome to another episode of this podcast. Today we're with Elena Sanchez. Welcome, Elena.
hello.
Thank you for coming here.
Thank you, Isa, for having me.
Of course. Elena is a student in medicine and we met in Escuela de Liderazgo Universitario, which we will talk a little bit more in the next minutes. So let's start our conversation.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, why don't we start with a little bit of context? You're studying medicine.
Yes.
Do you want to give a bit of an overview?
Okay, so I'm studying medicine at the Complutense University here in Madrid. I started in 2020, just in the middle of the COVID pandemic. So my first year wasn't what I initially expected, but it was good. And now in September, I'm starting my last year, the sixth one. And I'm very happy and very excited for everything is coming. No one in my family is a doctor, so everything has been totally new to me. But seeing everything with new eyes or first times has been also special. And I always say that I didn't have clearly a doctor calling. However, when it was the moment to make the decision and choose the career I wanted to do, I always say that I didn't choose medicine, but medicine chose me. So I'm really happy about everything has happened after these 6 years, and I'm really excited also.
Okay, yes. And just to give a little bit of context, how is medicine organized here in Spain?
Medicine school takes 6 years in Spain. After that, we all have to do an exam called MIR, and it's a national exam where your score determines your future and the specialty you can do. And also, you have to review everything you've studied the 6 years of medicine. So it's an important exam. We all study like 9 months totally for that. And not only determines the specialty you are going to do, but also in which hospital are you going to do it and in which city are you going to stay. And once you have that, you start a period called residencia in Spanish that takes 4 or 5 years, depending on what you want to do. And it's a time for keep learning, keep studying, and also to focus on a specific area of medical knowledge.
That's an intense period.
Yes, yes.
But also, you don't only take classes during these 6 years, you also do some rotaciones in Spanish?
Like clinical rotations.
And how was that for you?
It was cool. First and second year of medicine are super theoretical and very, very academic. And you have them in the university. But from the third year, everything changed and you start having classes, as you said, in a hospital. So it's a big change because suddenly you start wearing your white coat and everything seems like you are starting to be a future doctor. And you observe real clinical cases, you have different rotations in all the departments of the hospital. And also you have the opportunity to talk to patients and everything becomes more human and more real.
Yeah, so you have like hands-on experience, everything that you learned during the first years.
Yes.
You can see it like in real life.
Yes, you start putting in practice. It's not always easy, but more or less you start doing that. Yes.
That's amazing. And then I guess you have explored a lot of specialties. Which one do you like most?
That's a big question. After finishing medicine, I still don't know which specialty I'm going to do. Last year I went to Paris. I studied there my 4th year of medicine and I had a big rotation in gynecology and I really liked it. Also, I'm interested in psychiatry or oncology, but I don't know what I will choose because it also depends on the score I will get on the MIR exam. However, I always say that I like specialties that have like a real human approach to the patient. not only in the emotional part, but also in their most vulnerable moments. So I think that in between these options, after you will be the last decision.
Yeah. Any of those would be perfect for you.
We will see.
Yes, and also what I like about you is like you have a view of medicine which is very unique. Can you explain a little bit how you mix medicine and anthropology?
That's something that I discovered once I started medicine, because what we think initially is that, for example, medicine and humanities or anthropology aren't closer, and they are very similar disciplines, and they complement each other very good. So, for example, during these years in my university, I had the opportunity to read a lot about philosophy or, for example, anthropology. And you see that this kind of disciplines or of parts of knowledge allows you to understand better what we see after in the patient. So it's really interesting to see that. And also nowadays, for example, there are a lot of people studying which is the connection between the mind and the health, or the mind and the body, and also the importance about mental health in our days. So I think that it's very interesting, and it's also necessary to live your career and medicine with a greater sense of purpose.
Yeah, so you don't only see the patient as
Yes,
the patient,
yes.
you see as a person.
As a person, yeah, in all their aspects. And I think that's this is essential also for them, because it allows you to have a better understanding of the person who are you treating.
That's amazing. Yeah, because for me, as a technical background, I feel like to improve the patient care, we need to improve the technology and improve diagnosis or treatment. But it's not only that, it's also how you treat the patient, and that's a very important part of medicine, which is amazing, and I admire it so much. So this is related to how we know each other, which is Escuela de Liderazgo Universitario, or Leadership School. We can translate it like that.
In English.
And I guess that also gave you like a more personal view. Do you want to explain a little bit what's ELU?
Yes, it's not an easy question, because we always say that it's difficult to explain or to put into words what ELU really is. However, I'm going to try and explain it. ELU is a program created by Francisco de Vitoria University, and is designed to reunite students from all over Spain, which study different careers, and it's like a formative program with a focus on leadership, on humanities, philosophy, and a better understanding of the world we live. And when you discover it, you see that it's not also like a formative program, but also it's like a space for connection, for sharing your views, your opinions, and your perspectives about a lot of things that we talk about. And also, I think it's a place where you can think deeper about what's around you, and also it allows you to live with more gratitude about everything you have. And I think that that's one of the best part of what we live these past 4 years. And also we did like we attend conference, different lectures, and we did some trips. And one that I remember with a lot of love, and I think it was super special for us, was we, like 3 summers ago, more or less, we went to the Camino de Santiago. And it was a hard experience.
Indeed.
hard experience, but also it was unforgettable. And I think that this trip like allows us to make like better connections, friends, and it was like a super experience that we had.
Yeah, I loved that experience. It was very hard, as you said.
Yes.
But yeah, we could also apply everything that we had learned during the years, and also connect with people that maybe in one weekend we didn't have time to. So it was nice. Then when we got to Santiago, that was incredible.
Incredible. Yes. Everything was like, I don't know, crying, laughing. It was like a mix of emotion, and it was really intense.
It was, yes. I want to do it again.
Yes,
I haven't done it.
I would like it. Yes. We can think about it for the next years.
Yes. Yeah, it's an experience that I have a very good memories of. So, okay, now we're going to jump into a more personal part of the conversation. So you briefly mentioned that you went to Paris. So you did an Erasmus, which is an exchange for 1 year. Yeah, 1 year. 1 year. How was that experience for you?
It was incredible. I lived in Paris during my 4th year of medicine. I went to the University Paris Cité, and it was super special because I had the opportunity to step away from home, to live in another country, and Paris became more than just a city for me. It was a place where I truly grew, and I also had the time and the opportunity to ask myself important questions about who I am, who I want to be, and also I had the chance to share it with people that initially they become friends, and then they were like my family there. So I am very, very grateful to my parents for that opportunity, because I also had the experience of living out of my home in another country, to discover so many places, because I also have the time for traveling. And also I have the opportunity to open my mind, and I will say that to see the world with a deeper perspective. So it was really nice, and I would like to come in the future, but who knows if it's possible. And in the academic part, I think it was quite difficult, because we always see the Erasmus like a time for disconnecting and for having fun. But I had to work a lot. French students spent a lot of time in the hospital, so it was quite intense. And even I did 24-hour shifts with young residents, and I was part of their teams. But also I learned a lot about medicine. So it was a fantastic year.
That's amazing. It gives you a different perspective that you don't get if you stay here. Was like the rotations in the hospital, were they different from here?
Yes, kind of similar? Yes, more or less. The organization of medicine was quite similar, but that's true that in France, if we compare it with Spain, as I said, French students spend a lot of time in the hospital, so they have like very hard clinical rotation, and once you are there, you have to adapt yourself to that rhythm. So you are one of them, and in the way that they learn, for example, medicine is quite similar, because the subjects are really similar, and the way they explain it are also more or less like here.
That's very nice.
It was super nice. Yes.
Yes, so like you not only study medicine, which is just that big thing, also the leadership schools, and in summers you also try to continue learning. And one thing that I would like for you to explain is the Fundación Civismo, that you went 2 summers ago.
Yes, that's it. Yes, I always think, and I believe that you have to know a little bit of a lot of things, not only your in my case medicine, or your discipline of study, because it allows you to have a more open view, no? So I went 2 summers ago I attend a summer course called, as Isa said, Escuela de Libertad, taken care by La Fundación Civismo, and it was in the Escorial, 1 week. And we were like 30 students from all over Spain, studying different degrees. And it was a series of conferences, lectures, and always a space for sharing and for connecting people and giving your opinion or your ideas about the society we live. And we talked about economics, politics, science, humanities, and it was a gift to meet many people with a lot of interest and passionate about what we were doing.
Well, and did you continue with that
yes,
program?
The program has a continuation because in November we did a trip to Brussels, and the idea of that trip was to know more about the European institutions and how they work there. So we went to, for example, we had a visit to the European Economic Commission, and it was like a curious experience where we understand how things work there, and also how they make the decision that after affect all of us. So it was interesting to end with this program, and also to be in contact with or be in touch with our friends and our partners.
So it was students from all over Spain, I guess.
Yes.
And also different degrees?
Yeah, different degrees. I was the only one that studied medicine, but it was people that study law, study biology, or it was super diverse. And
so would you recommend it to anyone?
Yes, I think it's something very interesting, and to do it during your university years, because it's designed for students that are living this moment of their lives. Yes.
Yeah, and will it have continuity, or
it's still in the air because the initial idea was that program has a continuation in the future, but they are watching and looking how can they do that. So by the moment it's not clear, but I would like to continue with them because I think it's interesting to develop other skills, to create your own opinion about things that are nowadays super in
our daily life.
In our daily life,
And if you study, for example, engineering, maybe you just focus on engineering and don't focus on anything else. I guess that's important to have a personal opinions about these things.
Those things, yes.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask the classic question that I ask everybody.
Okay.
What is friendship for you?
That's a good question. I like to see friendship as a long conversation, and friends like an extension of ourselves, like the roots of a tree. And using that image, I think it's very clear to understand that the roots in a tree are always there, support the tree, holds the tree, and also they help the tree to keep it growing. So I think that good friends have to be something like this, or for me, are something like this. And I like to divide friends like in two groups, we can say like that. Childhood friends remind you a little bit of who you are, and they help you to build your identity, which I think is really important when you are a child and when you start your adolescence. And later, the second group are the friends who come up later in your life, and I think that they push you to keep asking you important questions about not who you are, but who you want to be. And this is a little bit the difference I always do. And I say that friendship is a long conversation because depending on what conversations you have with your friends, I think that your life could be fuller or has a much meaning for you. So it's important to choose carefully with who you want to share all those conversations, and obviously to have fun with them and to be able to create good memories.
Oh, that's a very interesting view that I haven't thought of, but
different view.
Yeah, it's a very nice set. I'm going to keep that one.
Yes.
And also the friends you meet now, that you meet them in different environments.
Yes.
But yeah, that's a very
like you meet people from different environments, and then you have to to keep it working, that friendship, and you have to dedicate time to continue making good memories and keeping with that conversation over the time.
Yeah, and it's very important to make time for them.
Yes, it's not always easy because we have like busy lives, but it's what we should do.
Yes. Okay, so with this last question, I'm going to start with another section, the short questions.
Okay.
So are you ready for them?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see.
What's your favorite book?
Un Mundo Amarillo by Albert Espinosa. It's a book that inspired me when I had to choose medicine, and I would recommend it for you.
Okay. What's your favorite city?
Paris. It has a special place in my heart.
What's one word that describes your journey in medicine?
I would say two. The first word is discovery, and the second one, I would say gratitude. Okay.
And then what's one word that your friends would use to describe you?
It's a difficult question. I would say, I don't know, enthusiastic, for example.
Okay, I can think of a lot more, but I just said one.
You can tell them.
But okay, that's it. Thank you very much for opening up, for sharing your journey in medicine, but also giving your like unique and original view.
Thank you.
Also in humanities. Good luck with your last year of medicine.
Thank you so much.
And also with the exam and everything. And yeah,
thanks.
You're an amazing friend, so it was a pleasure to talk with you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Congrats for this new project. I wish you the best. You know it. And as I've said before, good friends are those people to have good conversations with, and this one was perfect. So thank you so much, Isa.
Thank you for coming, and thank you everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more episodes coming soon.
Bye-bye.